Talk of impeaching President Biden is growing among House Republicans. And yet, with all that talk, what few are talking about is that the one person who might actually want an impeachment inquiry or even proceeding is President Biden himself. This could all be really good for him politically. Now, some Republicans, particularly those in swing districts, recognizing that, a new Wall Street Journal poll finding that a majority of voters, 52%, oppose impeaching Biden, with 41% in favor. That's in line with numbers from the left-leaning public policy polling, which found 56% of Americans think an impeachment inquiry into Biden would be more of a partisan political stunt. Separately, 51% of those polled said they think an impeachment inquiry would be more about damaging Biden politically. 45% think it would be about finding the truth. And so the White House may be relishing signals from Speaker Kevin McCarthy that an impeachment inquiry is forthcoming, perhaps as soon as this month.
If you look at all the information we've been able to gather so far, it is a natural step forward that you would have to go to an impeachment inquiry.
Politico reporting that, quote, West Wing advisors believe independent and swing voters will ultimately turn against GOP leaders for using impeachment as political payback against the president. Now, no doubt, any impeachment would come with risks for the president, including more questions about Hunter Biden and his relationship to Hunter's businesses, etc. But it also seems that so much of that information is now out and available. And while it all looks terrible for Hunter in his effort to use his dad to peddle influence, they still don't seem to have anything concrete showing criminality or even significant wrongdoing by Joe Biden himself. And so it seems the person with the most to lose, no matter what happens or doesn't happen, may be Kevin McCarthy, because if there's no impeachment, his far-right faction, which could easily vote him out as Speaker, would be fuming, right in the middle of what's shaping up to be a brutal government spending battle. And yet it's not at all clear he would ever have the votes for impeachment, with many swing district and more moderate House Republicans publicly resisting the move.
This is impeachment theater. I don't think it's responsible for us to talk about impeachment. When you start raising the I word, it sends a message to the public and it sets expectations.
I think for me, with respect to impeachment, we're not there yet. It is not about focusing on the impeachment. It is a question of, do the facts and evidence warrant any further action?
I don't know that we've made the case for a formal impeachment inquiry yet.
Those are all Republicans. Joining me now is Kevin Walling. He's not a Republican. He served as a campaign surrogate for Biden's 2020 presidential campaign. Thanks a lot for coming on the program. Appreciate it. So,
Good to be with you, Dan.
Fair to say that the White House may even be eager for an impeachment inquiry, or is that overstating?
Dan, I think that might be overstating. I think, all indications are that as soon as the House was won back by the Republicans, the White House team, the communications team, the political team already started the process of preparing not just their offices, but the president for this eventuality that impeachment has become just another quill in the political spectrum of weaponry now that we're seeing play out with the former president facing two impeachment inquiries.
About what Democrats think about. I'm asking more about the independents and the swing voters and this idea that the White House has actually done a calculation on this and seems to believe that this could end up being a win for them.
Well, Dan, to your point, I think it's a great question. You only need to look at the 2019 first impeachment of Donald Trump. When the Senate cleared the former president, his standing, not just with Republicans, increased by 10% in terms of base Republican support, but actually independent support of the former president also increased in the wake of that first impeachment trial, and ultimately the action of the Senate to clear him of those charges. So I think you're seeing a White House that is anticipating a similar dynamic play out right on the heels of the 2024 election.
Yeah. All right, Kevin Walling, thank you so much for coming on the program. Really appreciate it.
Thanks, Dan. Good to be with you.
Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find News Nation on your cable provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of News Nation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.